Hello everyone, this is Gary with your cards of the day, and I do apologise for the lateness of these cards, but it has been quite a day today, so perhaps look at these more as a meditation on the way the day has gone today. I'm using 3 decks with a very Norse theme today. I'm using my Tarot of the Northern Shadows. I'm using my Norse Tarot, and I'm also using a deck that arrived this morning, which is the Rune Vision cards by Sylvia Gainsford. I have 2 decks by Sylvia Gainsford, and the one in the middle is my trusty Clive Barrett deck. And the first card that's coming out today is the 8 of Swords. And now, to me, this is very much a card of being worried, being concerned, but I do rather feel that in this particular instance with the 8, a lot of the worries and the concerns are, in a sense, self-made. They are things that aren't necessarily as bad as they appear, but it's very easy to magnify them in your mind so that they become huge and insurmountable, when in actual fact the reason that you are worried could actually be no reason at all. It's simply something that's in your mind and you're magnifying it up into something huge. Now, the second card that we have today is the card of Strength, and this also has the Rune of Strength, which is Uruz or Ur, and this is telling us that we need to be strong today. This is not so much physical strength, so much as being an inner mental strength. It's more about determination, it's more about our inner power and focus than it is about any sort of external expression, and also a degree of cleverness as well. The particular Norse legend that is being shown in the card shows what I certainly take to be the wolf Fenris being bound. And for anyone who knows the story, Fenris, who is one of the sons of Loki, was this giant and hugely powerful wolf who basically everyone was afraid of. And so they, in a sense, hatched a plan to nullify Fenris as a potential threat by appealing to his ego. So rather than overpowering him simply, what was done was an enchanted chain was constructed, which, with the spells and the bindings that were placed upon it, it could literally hold anyone. And knowing how strong Fenris was, but also how absolutely convinced of his own strength he was as well, the Norse gods tricked him into allowing them to bind him, basically saying they didn't believe that he was as powerful as he made out he was. And he, being so arrogant, said, well, yes, fine, okay, bind me up and I'll show you. So they did, with this magical chain, and then basically he tried to get free and found that he couldn't. It has to be said, this is also how the god Tyr lost one of his hands, because Fenris didn't entirely trust the Asgardians. So consequently, he demanded some kind of reassurance from them, so one of them to put their hand into his mouth. And when he found he couldn't break free, in rage, he snapped his mouth shut and bit off Tyr's hand. So the point about the overcoming is that it is more cleverness and internal strength than it is any kind of external physicality. And the final meditation card for today is the rune card Hagalaz, or Hagal. And Hagalaz is all about difficulties. This card actually features the goddess Hela, who is another one of Loki's children, and a dragon here, whose name escapes me for the moment, but I will look that up and put that in the comments. And between the two of them, they represent destruction, and they represent unseen and perhaps uncontrollable forces. So my feeling with this card today is that it's very much a case of whatever happens, you kind of have to ride it out. You have to sort of put up with it, and it's, you know, there's not necessarily a lot you can do to change it. It's just a case of getting through that and trusting that you will come out at the other side still intact and still capable of moving forwards. So if we look at our three cards today, we have the card of fear and of worry and of concerns that things are really bad, but unfounded in a lot of cases. We have the card of inner strength, of fortitude and cleverness, and really focusing on being strong and determined today. And we have the card of basically riding the storm, riding the unseen forces that we can't do a great deal about, so we do need that strength in order to get through these difficulties, which we are worried about, but they're not the great problem that we think them to be. So I hope you've enjoyed these meditation cards for today, and that you've enjoyed seeing these new decks. And please do leave me some comments. As always, it's great to hear from you guys. I want to wish you a wonderful evening, what is left of it, and blessings, love, light, and Friþ to all.